I'm the president of Cypress Communications. We provide managed communication services, which is a fully managed solution, including telephones to the desktop, internet connectivity, and all of the wrappings around management around that. We've been in the business for about 20 years and have provide those kinds of services across the country. Today, we talk a lot about what's called unified communications, and it's the convergence of telephony, the internet, and all of the desktop capabilities of email, instant messaging, desktop video. And when we really bring those things together in a unified way so that they operate together, it just changes the game in terms of how communications can happen. C4, our primary unified communication offering, was really an interesting challenge for us because we provided communication services sort of independently in modules all around the country. And when we wanted to create a product that really used the best of the technology it had to offer, but that created an offering that was highly scalable and we literally could deploy anywhere in the continental United States, it was a very tall order. And what we've ultimately achieved is the integration of a number of technology platforms from various vendors tied into a network capability, wrapped around with a bunch of software offerings to facilitate provisioning and surveillance and management of it, to really create what is such a unique product in the marketplace that we've now been literally identified as creating a new category in the communications industry. So for the first time, many of the analysts are now talking about communications as a service, much like the software as a service module, that is the delivery of this unified communications offering as a service offering on a national single platform. And it's a very exciting thing for us to have defined this new category. Cypress has been in business for almost 20 years. It took them almost 18 years to grow a customer base of about 60,000 subscribers and hundreds of millions of dollars in investment. Today, we're adding 2,000 subscribers a month on a platform geographically distributed all around the country.
Well, the Shepherd Center is probably the best place to work in Atlanta, if not the world. It's very unique. There's no other hospital like it in the U.S. It is the largest specialty hospital in the U.S., and we specialize in treatment of traumatic spinal cord and brain injury primarily. The major problem we were trying to solve with what became or the reason we were nominated for the TAG Award was our inability to get access to the clinical information we have from the vast number of patients that have been served at Shepherd Center. Like most hospitals, we had disparate data systems and really no central repository for that information. So the laboratory would have its clinical information, pharmacy would have its information, radiology, our physicians, but nowhere was that pulled together in a single location. So our goal was try to get it in one place and then develop tools that would allow us to kind of go against that, both to look at an individual patient to give us a real-time patient-centric view at the information that a physician or nurse or therapy staff might need on the patient, as well as in the aggregate how we as a hospital could do a better job of identifying areas for improvement and managing operations by having aggregate information on our patients. Phase one was to build a repository. So using SQL, we developed a large clinical repository that allowed us to dump information from the variety of different pots that it resided in into a single location. That database is refreshed about every 5 seconds now, so we have essentially real-time information. Based on that, then we built our clinical portal, and that's really the application we talked about in our application for the award. And it's a web browser-based program that allows our physicians as well as other clinical staff to go in and pull up clinicals, pull up x-rays, pull up dictated reports, get a comprehensive look at a patient, and select patients just for their list. We're estimating that very conservatively the system's saving us about $120,000 a year. Now that's based on numbers in the first year of implementation. Our clinic traffic has almost doubled since then, so you can almost double those numbers in terms of return on investment. And of course that doesn't even begin to look at the goodwill generated by physicians that now are actually using the system, that are not relying on nursing and other staff to provide the information they need to do a better job of managing their patients.
Silverton Bank is a correspondent bank, and our primary purpose is to provide banking services to financial institutions, primarily community banks, throughout the United States. We are primarily We're founded here in Georgia, and we're a southeastern bank and have since our strategy has been to grow across the United States. We at Silverton Bank process thousands, if not millions, of payments through our systems on a daily basis. And prior to this product going to market, we had a similar product. It was known as a FAT client, though, and quite frankly was not as easy to keep upgraded. Took a little bit more support to keep it up to par, and in addition was just was slower. And just required a lot more maintenance and everything. So a little bit harder to keep it out there in the market and remain competitive as the payments industry in general and financial institutions in this country have changed so rapidly. TBB Connect is actually a proprietary product. We had gone out there into the marketplace and looked at what other solutions would possibly meet our needs, and there are quite a few out there that are pretty good. Our mission is to be America's correspondent bank, and in doing that we want to bring the best of brand to the marketplace. So we made a very strategic decision to develop it on our own, and we actually hired a development company located here in Atlanta, Able Solutions, to help us through the business plan, business requirements of that, as well as do the developing and coding of it. The outcome of it is that we have been able to, for example, process wire transfers, which is one of the primary payments that community banks process. They're typically critical and high dollar, and they have real-time value to them. And through this technology and TBB Connect, we've been able to bring those processes down from, say, somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour of getting a wire out the door to less than a minute. So if you've got a receiver waiting for a payment on the other end, that is substantial. It gives a good impression to the community bank and their customers as we're just an extension of them.